the same infant soul has to outgrow its early grammar of intellect. And its imitation of earth nature's art. Well, that imitation of earth nature's art very often could be poor drawings, poor photography for us.
Mm.
Earth dialect changed to God language. So the earthly dialect has to change to God language. That's for sure. That's because the soul has to outgrow that early grammar of intellect and its imitation of nature, earth nature's art. It has to study reality in living symbols. Now, Sri Aurobindo fills Savitri with symbols because symbols and parables are ways of conveying to our human minds a truth that is not so easily explained by words. So, reality has to be studied not as we see it, empiric knowledge, what I can sense by touch, smell, sight, hearing, but reality has to be studied in living symbols. And then this soul that's like in a nursery school has to learn the logic of the infinite. Incredible. Okay, shall we go on a little bit? We have plenty of time. Okay. He's continuing on with the same ideas. The ideal must be nature's common truth. Now here we have two capitals, capital I for ideal and capital N for nature. The ideal is something in its absolute perfection. We had an ideal this or that. It was ideal. It's a standard or model of perfection or excellence. So that has to be nature's common truth, he says. And then the body, illumined with the indwelling God, the heart and mind feel one with all that is. This is what I try to do in the Om Choir. Try to get the heart and the mind to feeling one with everyone. Okay, so I have to go to the next page, which is 77. Okay. A conscious soul live in a conscious world. How beautiful that line is. A conscious soul live in a conscious world. Then he's going to tell us more about what Ashwapati is experiencing. As through a mist, a sovereign peak is seen. Now, we've all had that experience, I think, when a mountain is sort of covered in a mist and then it goes, when the sun comes out, the mist goes. The greatness of the eternal spirit appeared. This is to Sri Aurobindo. This is autobiographical. Exiled in a fragmented universe, amid half semblances of diviner things. So that great, great spirit that he talks to us, that eternal spirit has appeared, but it's only seen like through a mist, a mist that's covering a mountain. But the greatness of it has appeared, and it is seen for a moment anyway. And then we see that it's been exiled. That eternal spirit has been exiled in our fragmented universe. Amid half semblances, likenesses, half likenesses of diviner things. Even outward tokens of diviner things, half semblances. These now could serve no more his regal turn, Ashwapati's, Sri Aurobindo's regal turn. The immortal's pride refused the doom to live a miser of the scanty bargain made between our littleness and bounded hopes and the compassionate infinitudes. Oh, what great, great lines. Because here we see that compassion was the thing that one most felt when seeing Sri Aurobindo. And we have Sri Aurobindo's compassion, the flower. And Sri Aurobindo's force in one flower, and remembrance of Sri Aurobindo in another one. So we're seeing all these wonderful flowers that have to do with the compassionate infinitudes. Infinitudes here is again capitalized because it's boundless. You cannot confine it. So I think it's time for you to read. Good.
A will, a hope immense, now seized his heart, and to discern the superhuman's form, he raised his eyes to unseen spiritual heights, aspiring to bring down a greater world. The glory he had glimpsed must be his home. A brighter, heavenlier sun must soon illume this dark room with its dark internal stair. The infant soul, in its small nursery school, mid objects meant for a lesson hardly learned, outgrow its early grammar of intellect and its imitation of earth nature's art, its earthly dialect to God language change, in living symbols study reality and learn the logic of the infinite. The ideal must be nature's common truth, the body illumined with the indwelling God, the heart and mind feel one with all that is. A conscious soul live in a conscious world. As through a mist a sovereign peak is seen, the greatness of the eternal spirit appeared, exiled in a fragmented universe amid half semblances of diviner things. These now could serve no more his regal turn. The immortal's pride refused the doom to live, a miser of the scanty bargain made between our littleness and bounded hopes and the compassionate infinitudes.
We have a few minutes, go at around 7:20. I'll read out, then you can read. His height repelled the lowness of earth's state. The wideness, discontented with its frame, resiled from poor ascent to nature's terms. The harsh contract spurned and the diminished lease. Let's go through those real quick. You can see very clearly that his height repelled the lowness of this state of our earth. A wideness in him that is discontented with its frame, resiled from poor ascent to nature's terms. Now, Sri Aurobindo has to define the word resolve to his disciple. And he says in Letters on Savitri, it is a perfectly good English word, meaning originally to leap back, rebound like an elastic, So to draw back from, recoil, retreat. In military language, it means to fall back from a position gained or to one's original position. But it is specially used for withdrawing from a contract, agreement, previous statement. So it's a withdrawal from this poor agreement to nature's terms, acceptance of nature's terms, and the harsh contract spurned, and the diminished lease. Now, to spurn something is to reject it or scorn it contemptuously. So the diminished lease, of course, is a legal term. It's a contract. So he spurns that harsh contract and the diminished lease. So, yeah, I don't want to go on because next time we have a different section altogether. Can you read those 4 lines for me?
Yeah.
And by the way, there's no sound now. And there was no sound all during your reading.
Okay. Good to know. Yeah. His height repelled the lowness of earth's state, a wideness discontented with its frame, resigned from poor assent to nature's terms, the harsh contract spurned, and the diminished lease.
So now, since we have still a few minutes, let's talk about inflection again. His height repelled the lowness of earth's state, a wideness discontented with its frame, resiled from poor assent to nature's terms. So you have to we'll continue to work on this every week.
Yes.
So you make me feel what Sri Aurobindo is telling us here. Now you're reading very well. That's good. But the next step is elocution and inflection. So read the last 4 lines again and we'll go.
His height repelled the lowness of earth's state, a wideness discontented with its frame, resigned from poor assent to nature's terms, the harsh contract spurned, and the diminished lease.
Good reading. I didn't like the first line too much. His height repelled the lowness of earth's state.
His height repelled the lowness of earth's state.
I think that was an important word in that line.
Yeah.
Okay, great, Sneha. Namaste.
Thank you so much. Namaste.